The following is a presentation of Playfly Sports Properties and Michigan State Sports Properties. Well, hello and good evening, everybody. It is Tuesday, January 23rd, 2024. Welcome to the only show about Spartan Dawgs, hosted by Spartan Dawgs. This is Sparta MSU. I'm your host, Jason Strayhorn, along with my main man, Jehuu Jehuu Caulcrick. Otis has got a little under the weather because the weather is a little nasty right now, but we understand that. Needless to say, if this is your first time joining us, we definitely want to welcome you to the show. We've got a jam-packed evening of special guests. If this is not your first time, we can't thank you enough. We can't. We really appreciate your loyalty. And look, go to that live chat if you're on YouTube right now. We are live. We can interact with you. We will ask questions if they're good questions and interact with the fans like we love to do. Also, let us know where you're watching from, and do not forget to follow us on all of our social media platforms at This is Sparta MSU. Chew, what's good, man? I like the hat, the fit.
Hey, I appreciate it. You went back home, went to the Bills game. Unfortunately, it was not the outcome we wanted, but it was great. I had the opportunity to take my wife, take my daughter, sit back and just enjoy it and catch up with some old teammates. But yeah, the hat is my homeboy from back home, he has this clothing line, Wolfpack Clothing. So, he threw me a couple of hats and some shirts. So, we'll have to, get you swagged out, Stray.
I need that. Who's your homeboy? What's his name?
Just go to Wolfpack Clothing. They'll take care of you.
Wolfpack Clothing.
Wolfpack_clothing on Instagram. Pack
okay.
P-A-K.
P-A-K.
Yeah,
we love that. And right now they watching us in Cleveland, Ohio, Icy, Marshall, Michigan, South Lyon. I mean, look, it's all kind of stuff.
Look at South Lyon,
East Lansing. Look, we got people all over the Midwest. We had Farmington Hills. There we go. Warren, Michigan.
Warren.
I love Warren.
We're in Warren.
Hi, Edie. Is that somebody said Rachel went to school with me? Hello. Listen.
Brian, where in Warren are you?
We
do that thing. Do that thing that they do in Michigan. I'm between 12 and Van Dyke or this. Yeah.
Put the mid up. Got to put the mid up. Chew, man. You brought it up a little bit already. We have to talk about your Buffalo Bills. I mean, another heartbreak situation, and we know how much you adore kickers. But it happened again in Buffalo. Patrick Mahomes does what Patrick Mahomes does, and then Josh Allen did enough, but the kicker strikes again.
Yeah, it's my fault. I let my guard down all last season. I started to show love to the kickers. I started to, shout them out on air during the broadcast. Of the game. I used to go dap them up, do all this stuff. And then come Sunday when I needed a kicker to come through in the clutch, he didn't come through. But the thing is this, so we're sitting there and we're in the suite with all the former players. So we're all sitting there watching the game, reminiscing, talking about the plays like fans do. We were in a state of fandom for a second there, critiquing the play call and all that stuff. But then when it came down to that drive and going to the tunnel end of the end zone there, you understand playing in Buffalo. That's why you want to play there. It's a swirling wind a little bit. So you go out you practice in those elements. And it came down to a 44-yard field goal and the curse of Buffalo going wide right again. And there was probably about 7 to 10 guys that was behind me in there, and we're all talking. And once he missed that kick, and everyone was just saying, you just have one job. You have one job to do. Is to just make the kick. And some people say, I hate kickers. I don't like it. And it's not just me. It's just when you have your heart broken several times, and the community like Buffalo had their, Scott Norwood in the Super Bowl with the wide right. And then, now Tyler Bass, who's a good kicker all through, all his time there. But, as much as I joke around and say I hate kickers, something I don't like is the fact that this young man is getting death threats from fans.
We can't have that.
Yeah, that is something I don't like. But in typical Bills Mafia, in what Bills Mafias do, they rallied around their kicker, rally around their player. So far, a charity that he's associated with is called 10 Lives. It's a cat rescue charity. Another reason why I don't like kickers, because I don't like cats either. But this is a good cause. 10 Lives. So far, Bills Mafia has donated over $100,000 in his name, to this cat rescue. But cats kind of spook me out. They have no facial expression, anything like that. I don't know if I trust people that are cat people.
You're a Leo.
I am a Leo.
So am I. But you don't like cats.
No.
Me either, but whatever. Go figure. That's we're all sulking for you. We do feel your pain, Chew. I mean, that was an interesting drink that you put out on the social media channels before kickoff. What was that called?
Oh, the Buffalo Bomb.
Yeah. What was in that thing, man?
Yeah. So what you do is you take some Rudy's blue cheese, and Buffalo's known for their blue cheese, best blue cheese you'll ever have. This season, when the season kicks off, actually spring game, when we do a live show from a spring game, we will be doing Buffalo Bomb. So you take a shot glass. You take a shot glass.
Not like you.
You put blue cheese in there, and then you put hot sauce over the top, and then you fill a pint glass with beer. You drop the shot glass in there, and then you bombs away.
Bombs away. It sounds like some rock gut right there. We appreciate you, Dougie Fresh Haggard, doing your thing. $10. We're passing the collection plate around for young Aidan coming up on the show in a minute, man. Look, besides the Buffalo Bomb, the big news this weekend was the Lions are headed to the NFC Championship game for the first time since 1991. Ford Field was rocking with the big win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, there were stats out there that it was the fourth highest decibel. I guess they keep track of these types of things in NFL history, the fourth highest. So, look, I mean, it was great. And, we all, at least I was a big Green Bay fan the day before when they were playing San Francisco because, man, I wanted that Detroit home game for the NFC Championship game. But it's okay. They're going to go on the road to San Francisco. What do you think about the odds of the Honolulu Blue punching that ticket to the Super Bowl, Chew?
You know what? This team, I'm happy. I'm happy for the players. I'm happy for the city. I'm happy for Lions fans. I'm not going to come up here and hate because my team lost. I'm happy for Lions fans.
That's big of you.
Over 30 years, and this fan base deserves this. They deserve to be happy. They deserve to, bask in this and really, really appreciate this. But it's going to be a tall task. I played for the Niners. Going down there is hard. Niner faithful. It's a tough place to play out there, but they have to. The Lions have to shore up their defense because there's a lot of weapons that San Francisco has. They have Ayuk at wide receiver. They have Debo at that running back / wide receiver, and they have.
Is he going to play? Every time I turn the TV on in prime time, he's out. What happened, man?
It's prime time. When the lights are big, the hits are bigger and the hits are harder. But I think he'll be out there. It's to go to the Super Bowl. He's got to, be out there to play. But then, you talk about the human Swiss Army knife, Christian McCaffrey. And when the Lions drafted Gibbs, I was on Channel 4 talking about that. I compared Gibbs to a player like Christian McCaffrey because they're both very elusive in both the run game and the pass game. They're both guys that you can line up in the slot and have a mismatch. What do? Do you bring a linebacker out on them, or do you walk a safety down to cover them? It's that pick your poison with those two backs. So it's going to be really interesting to see how both those guys are used throughout the game. But on the San Francisco on the offensive side has a lot of weapons from the skilled position side of things. I think the Detroit Lions on the offensive side have the better quarterback of the two. I think Jared Goff is a sound quarterback that can go through his reads, take what the defense gives him, and he understands to let his playmakers make the plays for him. He doesn't have to play hero ball. And so if the Detroit Lions can put pressure on Brock Purdy, when I say pressure too, Strain, you know this more than anything from being the offensive line. If they can confuse that offensive line and bring pressure without blitzing all the time, that is going to be a huge advantage for the Lions because their secondary, that's the question mark, the Detroit Lions secondary.
I mean, Brock Purdy, great story, was NFL's Mr. Irrelevant, which goes to the last pick in the draft, playing in the playoffs. When you look at this level of playoffs, all you see it's top 10 picks, right? Typically, maybe some top 15s in there. Definitely not many guys that are the last pick of the draft. But you saw some cracks in that performance against Jordan Love of the Green Bay Packers. It seemed like Jordan Love kind of outperformed him when the lights were the brightest. And it's like you said, I mean, he's going to be in the home game and all that at Levi Stadium out there in Santa Clara, California. We got a lot of California guys around here these days. But, I mean, that Lions, that team, it's just got some special sauce, man. Coach Dan Campbell.
Yeah, that Lions team is a special. And that team, it really exemplifies how close. If you're close as a team, you can go in a lot of direction like that. And that's the thing that I think over the past couple years, Michigan State has been missing, that closeness of the team. When D'Antonio, when we were making Rose Bowl runs and all those different things, the guys were close. They were together. It was us, we, our mindset and mentality. And I think that's going to come back now with Coach Smith. Here, but look at the Lions, look at the nucleus that they surround themselves with. Dan Campbell, that guy, he's a coach that works out with the players. And when players see that, it's like, okay, well, this guy's going to war with us. He doesn't have to do that, but he's in there with them, with that grind, and that respect level goes up even more. And Brad Holmes, he came from humble beginnings and worked his way all the way up to where he is now, assembling that team together. So I think it's going to be really interesting. I'm really excited. Like I said, I'm really excited for the city of Detroit, and I'm excited for those players and those fans.
Yeah, there's no question. We're all excited. We're all going to be rooting for the Lions. They play that NFC Championship game this Sunday, Championship Sunday, coming up here in a few short days from now. And you talk about the chemistry of Michigan State. One of the big catalysts for that chemistry is going to be the quarterback who starts under center, QB1. Aidan Chiles joins us. It's just in a short while. But we got a little intro video before we get the man of the hour on the show. Here we go with it right now.
Good job.
Without further ado, we are bringing the man of the hour on. Aidan Chiles joins. This is Sparta MSU. Welcome to the show, young dog. How you doing?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Excellent.
What'd you think of that intro video?
It was nice, man. It was caught me a little off guard, but it was nice.
Man, looking at that intro video, I mean, I don't know how old you were when you was throwing that ball, man. That seemed like you had an arm coming out the womb, brother.
think I was about 2 in that video. I think. I don't know. I have to ask.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That you know what that video gave me vibes of, that little when he was young Jit throwing that ball. It gave me kind of like that. Remember when you saw Tiger Woods when he was a little kid, you know, hitting the ball off the tee, you know, similar kind of vibes there. That's some good stuff there, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. So welcome to East Lansing. You know, so you've been in town with a couple of weeks now, right?
Yeah, we got in January 4th.
January 4th. And coming from the West Coast, you know, I spent some time out there myself, and you know, you're a Long Beach guy, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, sir.
Long
LBC.
Beach. Love Long Beach. You went to Downey
High School, yes, sir.
Downey. So do you, like, growing up in Long Beach, like, talk about that. Was it, I mean, everybody used to talk about Poly. That was like a big school back in the days. Like, what was it like coming up as a youngster on the West Coast in Long Beach?
I would say that football, or just in general, everything out there was very competitive. Like, school was a priority, especially because both of my parents work in education. Mm-hmm. Football is very competitive, and the city I come from, well, just the area I'm from, like, you have Milliken, you have Poly, you have, well, I went to Downey High School, of course, but you have, like, those schools like that. And then you have the SoCal area with the Mater Deis and the Boscos. You just have a lot of athletes in my area, so it was very competitive. I didn't go to Poly simply because there's a lot of politics that comes with California football at the end of the day.
Say that.
Yeah. It is what it is, and I wouldn't really change anything, so I'm fine.
So, Aidan, let's get into it here. You know, when did you develop the love for football? I mean, obviously, we saw a video there when you said, you know, probably 2-3 years old there, but when did it start clicking for you? And did you always want to be a quarterback?
When I was younger, I think I realized, like, I'm better than a lot of the kids I play against. So I was like, oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry. But I felt like I was better than a lot of kids I played against. So I was like, okay, I can do this. You know, and I just wanted to, and like, I don't know really when it really clicked, but at a young age, I knew I wanted to play at the level I'm at right now. And then, what was the second part of that question? I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. You know, did you always want to play quarterback?
Oh, no, I hated quarterback. My dad.
Really?
My dad made me play quarterback when I was like, well, he didn't make me, but like, it was a time where he was like, you're going to do this. And I was like, okay. And then I only started liking it at, I want to say, my second year playing like actual quarterback, because I think my uncle brought it to my attention. He was like, you get to touch the ball every play. So yeah, that's when I really started enjoying the position. But I did not want to play quarterback at all.
What position did you play? Yeah.
I mainly play receiver and DB. I played everything. Like, my first year in tackle, I played running back. Second year, I played DN. And then I really started playing receiver and DB. But I don't even remember what year exactly. I think my 7th grade year I started playing quarterback, 6th, 7th grade. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Defensive end?
Yeah.
So you got after the quarterback, and now you. How was that? What was the transition like? How'd you like getting your hand in the dirt and getting after quarterbacks?
Well, it was terrible. I hated it. I always thought it was a skill, but, you know, it was just one of those teams where, like, they really didn't have. I wasn't their priority at the time, so it is what it is. I mean, I wouldn't really change anything, but it was a learning experience for sure. So, yeah.
So yeah, you go through, you know, you're playing there, and so tell me, how did the recruiting process start for you, and you know, how was that like? You know, in today's day and age with recruiting, it can be overwhelming, but how did it, you know, transpire, and the offers that you had, and what initially made you go to Oregon State?
So sorry if you hear my dog. She over here. I don't know what she's doing right now. Girl. Okay. But
I got the same problem.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What kind of dog you have?
Come here. Oh, go. It's like a pit bull boxer mix.
Okay.
Yeah,
What's the name?
Aura.
Aura. Okay.
Yeah. So the question, there it is. Yeah, Aura.
That's right there. Look at that.
Yeah. So the question was, I'm so sorry. Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good.
Forget that. I want to ask, you like to rescue dogs. That's the word on the street out here.
Yeah. So the dog, it's a funny story. So my friend, I think it was about 2 days before I was leaving to come to Michigan. My friend, so I planned on getting a tattoo from my friend's tattoo artist. And I was like, I want to talk to him more about this, blah, blah, blah. And then, so I called him early in the morning, and he was like, yeah, I got this dog, and I'm about to take it to the shelter. I was like, let me see. So I saw the dog. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go get it. So I went to go get it, and shout out Ryan, because he let me take it, let me do everything. But I took the dog and brought it to my mom's work. And she wasn't happy, but she wasn't mad. So I was like, okay, cool. And then, 2 days before we had to go was a long process because we had to find a way to get this dog here. So, but I'm happy we got the dog here. It was a lot, but it was worth it. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's special. Go ahead, Chew.
No, I was just asking, that's really cool there. And, I'd mentioned I don't like cats. I do like dogs. So, but I like, I'm more of a small dog.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, we had a French bulldog. So I like the small dogs that you can carry around like a football.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I was talking about the recruiting process for, how was that for you, coming out of high school? Like I said, today's day and age is such a big deal, and there's so much emphasis that's put on, recruits, and you're playing in all-American games and all these different all-star games to garner all this attention, rightfully so, with a guy of your skill set and acumen. But what was it that drew you to Oregon State?
So the recruiting process, first of all, it was very slow in the beginning compared to what other guys that I had seen, what was happening for other guys. And I want to say I transferred to Downey my junior year, well, my sophomore year, but my junior year, the beginning of my junior year, I want to say after my second game, I had an offer to Houston Baptist, which is now Houston Christian. But it was a very indirect offer. The coaches never continued talking to me, and it was just posted, So that happened, and then I started working with my now quarterback trainer, Coach Sam Fisher, with Throw to Win. And I want to say I got 4 or 5 offers working with him in the first 2 months. Got Florida Atlantic, Hawaii, and Oregon State was in the mix with that one too. At first, I went to Oregon State, visited Oregon State, and I was like, this is not the spot for me. I cannot go here. Because it just was completely different from Southern California. I'm used to city and beach, sun, and that Oregon State was not that. But I visited a couple other schools, and I realized that the coaching staff was the most honest with me, and they were the best fit for me to get to the league. And I liked that about them, and I talked to my parents about it, and they kind of steered me that way, but I'm glad they did, simply because, first of all, I wouldn't be here at Michigan State right now if it weren't for them steering me that way. Second of all, I don't think I would have progressed how I have at any other school as young as I was. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting, because you talk about California. That's the cradle of quarterbacks these days. There's a ton of quarterbacks, especially on the 7-on-7 circuit that you see. A lot of guys that you are compared to out there. I think at some point you were playing with guys like Malachi Nelson, right? That's the number 1 quarterback in your class that was at Los Alamitos, and he just recently transferred from USC over to, I believe it's Boise State.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, Boise State. Now, when you look at all of the things that you've had to go through and overcome, like in football, I hear too that you might have played a little round ball too, like going back a little bit here. Like, did you hoop?
I did my freshman year and my junior year. So my freshman year, I was with Los Al, and I think we were one of the best freshman teams ever. I can I know the guys, and I can talk to them about that. We only lost like 3 games. But
oh, there it is right there. You was dunking at about, what's that, 6?
I don't know. That's funny though. I don't know.
What size shoe you have, bro?
Those are my Los Alamitos teammates. Yeah, that was my.
That's them right there.
Yeah, that wasn't. I don't think that was my freshman year, but that was my freshman teammates for sure. But yeah, freshman year and then sophomore year I transferred, so I didn't play at Los Al. And then junior year I didn't even plan on playing basketball again, but I did, and I had fun, and it was a cool experience. Like, I'm not gonna say it was the best experience, but it was cool. And then senior year I graduated early, so I only played 2 years of basketball, but I wish I had 3 years, that third year, that sophomore year, because it was fun. I'm not like basketball is really fun. So
you like basketball?
I do. I just got done playing it. Actually, I got in trouble for it because I missed my tutoring appointment. I'm sorry, Miss Mandy. Yeah, but it's okay because I'm gonna get right with the school.
Where are you at?
I am West.
Yeah.
You still up? Yeah. It's the old one. Is it the old one? Is it old? Yeah, okay, because they building a new one.
Because the walls falling off and everything. Yeah,
yeah. That's the place where many football players they go out there to think they're playing in Breslin.
A lot of fights up in there. I don't think they do it like that no more. But
right,
man.
So by popular, real quick, I did draw Aidan's dog.
Everybody, yeah. You know, well, that's Chew Ross. You know, I don't know. You probably don't know Bob Ross. Bob Ross been gone, man, since you was a little jit.
The painter, right?
Yeah, with the afro.
Yeah, I know Bob.
Yeah. Chew's gonna take over. We got a PBS special coming out. This is Sparta Painting, sponsored by
just for the record. I am terrible at drawing and everything, but my wife, she's the artist. I will next on Thursday. I will bring a couple of her pieces that she drew. Phenomenal stuff. She's the artist in the family.
Okay.
The artist in the family. Come on, man. Look at that. People are talking about you painting trees. What about the IM parties? What's that? Jehuu Vici? Is that the name you say? Foster. You got a lot of parents in the chat here. You're going to learn that. You know, there's a lot of Spartan Dawg family in this chat right here. But, like, everybody's supporting you, man. Like, everybody's rooting for you. And to talk about, you know, because we have some special guests in a moment that we're going to talk about. But you making that trip over here from Oregon, right, and Oregon State with Coach Smith, and you go out there to a basketball game, and you got the Izzone going crazy, right? And tell us how that felt for you.
It was very awkward. I don't know, like, really how else to put it. It wasn't. I mean, yeah, I knew I was gonna have some attention, but that wasn't the attention I was looking for. You know, I wanted to go to the Izzone and have a good time, and I was having a good time. I did have a good time. I'm not gonna say I didn't have a great time, but yeah, it's different when you're just standing there and not on a field. Because, like, if I was on the field, I think I would feel way different about that situation. But it was very different for me and my liking. But I've heard a lot of get used to it, and so I'm gonna try to accept it as much as I possibly can. But it's different for sure.
So how was the atmosphere? Did you go to any basketball game? Obviously you did at Oregon State. How was that atmosphere compared to the atmosphere at the Breslin Center?
Michigan State tops it by miles. Oregon State's basketball was not very good. So, and they didn't have a lot of fans going to their games. Women's basketball is way better, actually. So, yeah, Michigan, yeah, it's different. It was like I've never seen a college basketball stadium packed like that. So, yeah.
Okay. So yeah. So now, last year, you know, playing for Coach Smith, playing that you came in, and when we're doing our production meeting, you know, this morning talking about it, and I think Stray alluded to it. You're still a young cat, you know, 18 years old, you know, coming in now. Last year, going to Oregon State and playing. Tell us about Coach Smith. What was it about him that attracted you to, you know, to go there and play for him? Like you said, you didn't want to go there at first. Your parents steered you to that. But what was it about Coach Smith and his staff that really attracted you to that?
At the end of the day, At first, I did commit to a coaching staff, but at the same time, I committed to a school simply based off of what I've heard. Like, because Oregon State is a school where you can focus on football in school, and that's what it was because it's not a lot to do out there, and not a lot of people. It's a very calm town, and it wasn't until I want to say middle. Well, I talked to Coach Smith like often, like before everything, but I want to say like middle of fall camp or like right before the season that I knew like I wanted to play for this guy simply because fall camp was not easy for me. Still being 17, shouldn't even be there right now, and it was very tough for me. So I went in to talk to Coach Smith, and he listened to me, you know, as a person, not just a football player. Like I wasn't a quarterback at that time. I was just aiding with him. So that's one of the reasons why I enjoyed his coaching style and who he is, and also the main reason why I came to Michigan State with him, because I believe in what he can do, and I like the way he treats his players as people. And that's how I feel about him. So.
I mean, that's really interesting you say that because, you know, he's a guy who was a walk-on, earned a scholarship, actually became a starter. So he's seen the game through a different prism than a lot of people, and obviously worked his way to be one hell of a coach, as we have him here in the Big Ten now as a head coach of Michigan State football. When you go to Oregon State, there was a transfer quarterback there by the name of DJ Uyunglele. You know. Yeah. Ooh, you know what I'm talking about. So
yeah, DJ.
You know what I'm talking about, DJ. So here's a guy from California, used from down St. John Bosco kid. You know, powerful program. Obviously, they won a national title after. I don't know if he won one, but I know they did recently. He goes over to Clemson, 5-star quarterback. And things didn't go the way that he wanted to at Clemson, and he ends up transferring because he's gone through the praise, and then ultimately he felt probably, you know, it was best for him to leave because the fan base kind of turned, right? What did you learn anything from him being under him at Oregon State as a transfer quarterback, and you were just a young freshman?
I think about it often. Like, I'm very grateful that DJ was where he was when I got to college, simply because I think without DJ, like I would still learn because there was other veterans above me, but I think DJ had enough experience and was so easy to talk to that it was just it was a great experience for me simply because I had time to learn. I played, and he played, and he didn't have a problem with it, from what I know, at least. But he was just a great guy all around, and I'm glad that he was there because of course, every freshman wants to come in and play right now, and I wanted to play right now, of course. But I think that I'm better off the way it went than if I did play right now because I wouldn't have to go through less growing pains than what I would have went through if he was not there. So,
Uyunglele, by the way, Rico. Just that's for you. Go ahead, Chew.
But you know, I just want to say something because you know, when a kid transfer, there can be a lot of stuff, you know, bashing from both, you know, his old program and everything. But in the comments here, Josh D said something, and I think it's important to pull it up there. If you can pull it up there, he said, "Oregon State fan here. MSU is not only getting a special talent in Aidan, but a great person as well. Wish him and the Spartans nothing but success in the future." That's what it's about right there. That's what it's about supporting these young men, you know, where they go in their endeavors and everything. So shout out to you, Josh D. But
Absolutely.
Aidan, so you get some playing time last year. What was it like, you know, playing in, you know, you're playing in high school the year previous, and now you're playing in college football, D1 Power 5 college football. What was that moment like for you, your family, and all that?
So from the beginning, like winter workouts, when I first got to college, I was like, okay, I can do this. Like, it's not as hard as people make it seem, but it's still work at the end of the day.
Right.
Spring ball, I went through it. I was actually feeling myself after spring ball. I thought I did pretty good, you know.
You're feeling yourself.
Conditioning, we went through that. Like every conditioning. It is what it is. And then
damn skill guys, man. See, condition is conditioning.
And then fall camp was the toughest part for me. The season was different simply because I was playing the third drive, and that first third drive I was genuinely terrified because I never played against anybody but Oregon State's defense.
Mm-hmm.
But it got easier as the season went on. But throughout the season, I started to get more and more fatigued simply because I came from a whole high school season, which I've never played 15, 16 weeks of football. And that my senior year, we went to the championship. We won the championship. We went to the semis in the state final, and we lost. But that was like about 16, 17 weeks of football. Then I go straight into the All-American game, and now I'm right back into football. And I hadn't stopped playing football since August of 2022. So I started feeling real low and tired and sometimes sad because I had to wake up in the morning and just thug it out, you know. But so that's one thing that I'm glad I experienced though, because I needed to know, you know, how it was going to be. And I think this year will be different because I got a break now. Like I know what I'm expecting, and it's not going to get easier, but it's not going to get harder either. So that's how I see it.
You know, there's a picture swirling around of you with Le'Veon Bell. I don't know if we have that to pull up at like an awards banquet, you know, of a former legendary Michigan State great running back. And, you know, when you look at pictures like that and now you see the position, I'm just thinking about the words you just said. You're very honest in your delivery, and that's what people are going to love you, man. They are falling in love with you right now as we speak. But do you realize the impact that you have on the other little Aidens that are out there that are looking up to you now and listening to your words and saying, man, you know, like it is going to be hard now, because it really is. You're talking about it. You're talking about your journey, and it ain't over yet. Let's just be clear. You know, it's going to continue to get hard, right? In the Big Ten, you're going to have bad game. I haven't met one quarterback yet that hasn't thrown an interception, okay? I haven't met a quarterback yet that hasn't lost a game, okay? I haven't met one. Never seen them, never heard of them. That doesn't exist. Haven't had them that the crowds don't turn on them at some point in time in their career. But it's the great ones that are able to persevere that with an expectancy of that struggle. Have you thought about that and what your impact can be for those other young Aidens that are going to come after you?
I wouldn't say I've pondered on it, but I've seen it like firsthand. Like when I went back home, had a camp. There was a camp. It wasn't my camp. There was a camp that I was going over, and this little kid walks up to me. This black kid. I want to say he's about 8, 9. He walks up to me and goes, "You look like me." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So like, and I was working with him, so I think he took something from that and realized like he can do basically what I'm doing too right now. So I see it. I don't really like think about it often, but when I see it, I think it's very cool what like my impact has to do with the youth and also other like high school players right now. So
it's cool. It's cool, man. It's a real cool thing. Chew.
Yeah, it definitely is, impacting the youth in this game that we all love. So now go through Oregon State. Question for you, actually, because people say this. I say, is it Oregon or Oregon?
Oregon.
Okay, thank you.
Oregon.
I don't know why I get mad when people say Oregon, but no, Oregon. So you're in East Lansing now. What's the thought process like? So you talked about, you're a kid, you're a beach kid, sunshine, beaches, all those things. Now you're in East Lansing and there's a lot of snow. and cold. How is that transition, and how has it been, coming to East Lansing? And what were your thoughts when you came on your visit for the campus and now that new facility that they just opened up?
I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm a beach guy, because I'm not a beach guy. I'm just saying you take it for granted.
Right. Yeah.
But my visit to Lansing, I think it was different. Of course, it's gonna be different. It was a great experience. I can't be mad at it. It was cold. It was cold, but I wasn't here to focus on the weather. I've talked to Coach Smith plenty of times. He said he's seen quarterbacks do it in the weather. So, and the weather is not like this during football season. So I'm not really worried about it. So, yeah, but that's the biggest change. That's really the biggest change. Overall, Lansing, it was a great city, great little place to be. It's not I don't see it as a college town. I see it as like a city compared to what I came from. So, it was just a different place. It was a lot of food, a lot of things to do, a lot more people, and a lot more support. And I liked it.
Mm-hmm. So somebody put in the chat here about what WTF, Chew. We got Lake Lansing. So look, there are a lot of lakes in the state of Michigan, and you're gonna get comfortable with a couple of those places. Great beaches. There's some good stuff to do water-wise, and when the weather turns. When does the weather turn? Like in June, somewhere around there. But like,
don't be mad at me, because I didn't give you guys no beaches here. Don't be mad at me. I'm in the snow belt capital, so.
And I don't know, because you are in the most changing college football market of all time. Okay, so like when we played, it was pretty much the same for the 50 years before we played. But like since you have gotten to, I guess, high school, things have changed tremendously in the sport. I mean, there's conference realignment, NIL, there's obviously transfer portal, as you see clearly right now. In the playoff, the college football playoff, you talk about not playing in the cold. Now, next year, we're going from 4 teams to 12 teams, and there's going to be home games on December 20th, 19th, I believe, and 20th of 2024. That's probably a goal. I don't know if that's a goal to be a home team or maybe even have a bye, but just keep that feather in your cap. Like when you think about okay, the weather may be a factor then. It's going to be like NFC divisional rounds or whatever. You're going to have home field advantage now. And we love that, to have a home game, a home playoff game in East Lansing in December, but I want to get to this. Like we have to talk to the people who raised such a wonderful kid by the name of Aidan Chiles. And that would be none other than Adrian and Nikki Chiles. And we're going to bring them on here to talk to them and just have a little family discussion after these messages from our friends over at IHOP and SeatGeek.
Everybody comes for the fresh and fruity. Only at IHOP, it's Rudy Tooty. Mix and match like a little combo cutie. Happening now at the big extravagoody. The Rudy Tooty extravaganza starting at $7. Create your own combo with eggs and bacon. Only at IHOP.
Is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception? First down? Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
So, Aidan, hey, man, we got to bring them on, man. The tree, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. We got to meet the tree right here, both of them. Adrian and Nikki Chiles joins us. This is Sparta MSU. Welcome to the show, family. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Excellent. Look at that.
Appreciate you guys for joining us.
Love it.
I was totally enjoying listening to Aidan.
You raised a wonderful young man, and he's, look, I can't imagine like what it's like having an 18-year-old that's in the second year of college, moving across the country right now. I mean, we're kind of in that boat, but we're here. Like I don't want to be too far away from him, and neither does Mom. But like, talk about this whole journey. Like, what, Dad? I'm gonna ask you, Adrian, okay? Because we need to hear from you. We have not heard from you yet. Like, where did you get the love from football? Because I see the Steelers behind you, right? Like, did you play ball?
I did. I played basketball my whole life till I got to high school. And then I started playing football when I got to high school because I was raised in the small town in Langston, Oklahoma, where me and Nikki went at college.
Langston University.
Yes. I never had the opportunity to play high school football until I moved to Western Oklahoma, and I was able to play football, and I kept playing. So, yeah.
Chu's been on that campus. That's what he was talking about earlier.
Yeah. I played at Langston University, and it was a fun experience. We wasn't the greatest, but it was fun.
What position?
I play receiver.
Okay.
Yeah, play receiver.
See, I have a love for Oklahoma, and I think Langston,
really
like an hour, 15 minutes away from a small town called Minco, Oklahoma, and that's why I have some cattle in Minco.
Well, true story.
Yeah. So, but Aidan talked about the fact that he didn't want to play quarterback, but you were the one that's like, hey, you should play quarterback, and pushed him to that quarterback. What did you see in him, or what did you see about the quarterback position that you felt that he would excel in?
Well, I'm gonna make a correction. I didn't make him play quarterback. He was receiver, and a buddy of mine on the youth football team said we should put him at quarterback. And I was like, hey, do what you do. Let's see what he can do. And they put him at quarterback, and that's when he's played it ever since.
There was a camp. No, wait, I'm going to cut you off real quick.
Go ahead.
You know the Pacifica camp you had me at that I wanted to play running back at so bad? He was
I wanted you to try to quarterback. Remember that. But
that's what happened. Sorry.
Yeah, and I also, and we had a little flag football team. I'll try to get him to play a little bit, just throw the ball. But seriously, it wasn't me pushing him to do it. It was, it was his youth football coaches that really pushed him to play the position. But, so the thing was, I spoke to him and said, is this something that you want to do? And he said, yeah, I want to do this. I said, well, I'll get you a trainer. You want a trainer? He said, I want a trainer. So that's when it all came to fruition at that point. So, and he's been going ever since.
Man, when you talk about the sacrifice that you have to go through, like I've never seen any greatness come from coddling, right? I mean, that's something that I think coaches talk about. It's been out there a lot because the GOAT, Nick Saban, who coached at Michigan State, I played for him. He talked about it. It was a grind. Like there's never anybody who comes out of something and says, "Oh, it was easy. It was comfortable the whole way. I did what I wanted to do, and it was all fun and sunshine and rainbows." It's not always that way. Iron. That's why they have the term "iron sharpens iron." When you think back to where he started, I mean, I saw. How old was he in that video, Nikki? That he's throwing the ball around. Looks like he's throwing it about 40 yards at the age. He said 2. I don't. Was he really 2?
He was 2.
2 years old?
He was 2. He couldn't catch for anything, but he could throw the football. Couldn't catch.
Oh, so Aidan, come on now. What was you thinking, man? You wanted to be, what did you say, a running back? you should be thinking, I don't know, you said it, the little league coach, dad, whoever it is, Chu, what are the running backs going through right now in the NFL?
Yeah, you want to be quarterback right now with the way these running backs are getting paid right now. So definitely, thank your parents for putting you in that position to play it, and you can, as the kids say nowadays, secure that bag. But obviously, with playing a quarterback position, that's a position that demands that presence and demands that respect from not only the fans but your teammates. What, as parents, how did you guys install that leadership mentality in Aidan?
I think it's what you said. You said not to coddle, right? Is that what you were saying, Jason?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think that's it. Like early on, we just didn't want to coddle our boys. The world is going to be hard, so there's going to be lessons you have to learn in the house, everywhere. So I think it's that. It's not coddling. It's owning up to when something's not right. It's accepting my failures, mistakes, saying it's my fault, figuring it out, learning from it. But I think that's it. It's not coddling. It's saying life is going to be hard. Things are going to be hard, but let's move. Let's go forward.
So question for Aidan as a player, and then question for the parents as parents. When you go to Corvallis, you're playing at Oregon State, and at the end of the year, rumblings happen, your coach leaves. What is that like for a player when their coach? I went through it. Our coach got fired going into my senior. Jason went to it. His coach left going into a senior. As players, you have different emotions, depending on how attached you are. And it was a little different for us because you didn't have that transfer portal that you could play right away. You had to sit a year. So for you, Aidan, what was, like emotionally, I don't care about the recruiting side of things. When you go there and then your coach is leaving, emotionally, what was that like for you? And then as parents, now what's the thought process behind that?
Emotionally, I wouldn't say it was the worst thing that ever happened. My coach could have just went up and left and went to the league. So I wouldn't even have a coach right now. But I think at the end of the day, I'm grateful for where I'm at. I can't complain on what he did. Is his decision at the end of the day, and I chose to follow him. So emotionally, it wasn't really a roller coaster. It wasn't too deep. It was really just.
We love dogs on this show.
Yeah, it was just me understanding what I had to do and how I had to go about it, and that's what happened.
So, and from the parent side of things, how was that?
For me, it was tough. I'm not even gonna lie. It was tough for me because I loved Corvallis. I got used to being there. The fan base, I liked everything about it. I'm a country boy, so I enjoyed being there. So, and you don't see those types of things coming, but like you say, you have to accept when it happens. But yeah, it was tough. But when you have to let your kids make decisions that's best for them, and make sure you guide them in that direction. That's to make sure that they make that the right decision for them, for themselves. So that's what I could say for it.
You talk about that, like you talk about how tough it is right now. I mean, it's what, almost 6:00 in California. You're in California right now, and you've got the rest of your family, half your family across the country in Michigan. Talk about that as a family, like how that transition feels to you, like from an emotional side. Because I mean, we know, I know what it's like, but people may not understand it.
You want me to go?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So I want to go back to something you said earlier and then bring us back to this. You were talking about, I don't remember how you said it, but sometimes things are hard. I don't remember what you said. I can't remember what you said. You were asking a question, then we kind of went off. But what I wanted to say is sometimes things look like people don't go through a lot of things, right? So it looks very glorious. It looks like this is just this beautiful, happy story. But I just want to say that my son has been through a lot that people might not know, a lot of politics, a lot of hurt, a lot of just injuries. And in those times, I was very upset at people, upset at why things were happening. But I am so happy he went through those things, because I think he learned a lot. It just became a beautiful story. That it just becomes sweeter when you get to what you want. So I think just all of those things you have to go through. And this, like the coach leaving, that was hard. I mean, that was hard. You go through a lot. I went through a lot of emotions. I was mad. I was hurt. I was like, but maybe this is a good thing. You just go through all of these things. But then I tell myself, just like we got through those other things and they hurt, they were hard, we learned from it, we were better for it. It's going to be the same thing when we go to Michigan State. I didn't want to like Michigan State. I'm just going to tell you, I loved Corvallis. Orange. I didn't want to like it. I thought it was going to be ugly and dark. I get here, it's great. I mean, it's just, so I think, I just wanted to say, I went through a lot of emotions, but we've gone through a lot of emotions in his journey, period. But everything that has happened, we've come out for the better, or he has, and we've learned that. So a lot of emotions, but all good.
Absolutely. And we're, as former players, Stray and I know the fan base in this chat, we're happy that you ended up liking Michigan State. All of you as a family, and you, Aidan, coming to the program here. But now you transition from the Pac-12 that now is defunct, and now you're coming to the Big Ten, to Big Ten football. What do you, other than Spartan Stadium, what stadium are you looking forward to playing at?
Yeah,
the school down the road, man.
Okay, you're gonna get that first test this year going there, and so with that, like, what are you looking forward to, and how much? Like, do you I'm not gonna say hate, but I hate them, but I don't know. But how much do you despise them right now? You're in your little time as a Spartan.
I mean, from what I've heard, I have no other choice but to hate them. But I don't like them. I love rivalries. That's my thing. I like being the underdog in rivalries also. So knowing that they just won a natty, and that's just better for me. So yeah.
That's interesting. You think about now with the conference realignment and all that. I mean, I think, is it next year that we play at Oregon, right? So we get to go back to Oregon this year, this season. Yep. So you get the Big Ten footprint is coast to coast now, so it's not as tough, I guess, on the family. But I think there was a question in here with parents nowadays, like with players moving around in transfer portals. How do you navigate that as parents? Does a parent come here and there, or is it you just let them go, kiss them goodbye? How do you navigate those types of things when your children move away and transfer far away from home?
I'm still here. Is that what you were asking? Is that what you were asking? Like he started.
How does it work? Yeah, I'm just like yeah.
I needed to make sure he was good, but I'm listening to all the people in this space right now in the chat saying they'll take care of him. I've met many amazing people. I know he will be fine, but I needed to make sure that he was good. So I'm actually going to leave my baby, and I'm going to go home Thursday. I do have to go home to my hubby and my other baby. So, but it's hard. I got to make sure he's good, but I know he will be.
Absolutely.
You're going to be rotating. Like, Adrian, we going to come out here. You going to come out to Michigan? You not coming?
I'll come out there and visit, but I'll come visit for sure. But I don't know if I'm like make an extended stay.
You come when the sun's out.
Yeah, I love the cold now. I love the cold. I love the snow. I love all that.
Really?
That doesn't bother me at all. I'll walk 2 miles. But it doesn't bother me at all. I love it. I love the cold.
You wear shorts. You wear shorts out here on my visit.
Yeah, so that don't bother me.
Shorts?
Yeah, I love it. I'm from Oklahoma. It gets cold.
Yeah, he's a country boy, Oklahoma.
It does.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I mean, Corvallis was cold too. It wasn't as cold as Michigan, but it was cold, and I love that too. So it's cool. I liked Michigan when I was out there. I liked East Lansing. I really did enjoy myself out there. Campus is beautiful. Everything is nice. People was friendly. So I enjoyed that. I enjoyed all that.
So for the parents, one thing that I love about Michigan State, especially in the football side of things, because we see it week in and week out, and we have great interactions with the families, is that family. The former players, Otis, who's one of the co-hosts on here, when we played, his dad was the head of the parent group. They're tailgating together, hang out together, cookouts and everything, and now it's getting stronger and stronger as the years go on. What have you guys had an opportunity to meet meet some of the other parents, and what's that like, because it's such a cool, close-knit group of parents here?
I haven't. Nick probably she's been there longer than I've been, so she got a story or two.
Well, not just parents. I met Mama Tron. That's my girl. We hung out.
She's in the chat.
She is.
Mm-hmm.
And I've interacted with some other moms on what is it, X now, but I haven't met him. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to meeting the moms, because we're a support group for each other. In the end, we got to stick together. But I've met some other just amazing people, and I just feel like it's family here, and we'll all be good.
Yeah, absolutely. Aidan, so coming with you, how does it feel? You came here from Oregon State. You have a couple. Your tight end is coming along with you. Some linemen are coming along with you. How important is that for you and a quarterback, especially that quarterback receiver relationship, and even better, that quarterback lineman relationship, that safety blanket, that security blanket that you have? How important is it that you have some familiar faces in the locker room with you?
It's very important, actually. Like, I didn't know how important it was until I saw them in the locker room, being able to talk to them and know, like, they know what's going to happen, because we've been through all the same stuff already, but now it's just at a different school in a different color, but it's different seeing each other in different colors, but it's still cool just knowing that I have some guys that I've already played with and built some friendships with.
Okay.
So, Aidan, what is your leadership style? Like, are you a rah-rah guy? You want to get in people's faces? Are you kind of like mellow in the locker room? Because as a young guy, how do you get those older guys to kind of buy into the culture?
My biggest thing is building relationships. Hey, calm down. I'm sorry. I don't know if I can see her. She's back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she acting like she's gnawing on you?
Yeah.
Playing?
Yeah. But my biggest thing is building relationships. I'm letting my teammates know that I'm here to compete, and I want them to just buy in with me. Like, I'm not gonna go around yelling and try and get you to get you motivated. If you're not motivated, then you shouldn't be here. That's how I see it. But I want to let them know that I'm here to lead and I'm here to be my all. So I just want them to reciprocate that.
You find yourself in a unique position, because as a young player, you're now going into your true sophomore season. You already know the language, the lingo, the plays that the players may not understand. So it's almost like you're a senior already, language-wise, because they're trying to play catch up and understand the playbook. Have you thought about that? Is that something that you are looking forward to?
I've been told a few times, like, I'm the vet, and it's hard to adjust to, because I had other dudes ahead of me all last year, and it was basically easy for me, because if they mess up, then I can go in and just do the right thing, And now it's all on me, and I'm fine with the pressure. It's not. I wouldn't even call it pressure at this point. It's more just I'm fine with. I don't know the word for it right now, but I'm fine with it, and it comes with everything that I chose to do, and I had to accept that, and I have accepted that, and yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
So to piggyback off Stray's question there, he talked about it from the X's and O's side of things. One of the big things that I think players are going to lean on you and your other teammates that transfer with you is the mindset of Coach Smith and a lot of the coaching staff that came along with him. When they go into a team, like, are there guys are going to be coming to you and say, hey, how does Coach Smith run his team meeting? Like, what type of mood? Does he joke? Does he laugh? And how do you, calm guys down that are, maybe thinking, outside of, the norm, and how do you, bring them back in and just be like, hey, this is the type of person. It's the first time Coach Smith goes off and yells at everyone in practice. How do you pull everyone back together?
I think right now everyone is in a good position simply because they stayed. And if they didn't stay, then they wouldn't be able to find out how Coach Smith acts. And it really doesn't – it's not even based off of Coach Smith at this point, because Coach Smith is a very silent person. Like, he doesn't talk too much during practice. He doesn't talk too much. And in general, actually, sit with dinner with him. He probably said but he'll talk to you for sure. At the end of the day, he'll still talk to you. But the biggest thing about Coach Smith, he lets his coaches coach, and he's out there for support. And then he's a head coach on Saturdays, and that's what he does. But helping the guys, really, I didn't really have to do a lot of that. A lot of guys had questions, yes, because it's a new coaching staff, new coach, and they want to know what they're getting themselves into. But there wasn't a lot of uncertainty, because on the first team meeting, I think a lot of players understood what Coach Smith was about, and they understood that if they wanted to do this, or if they didn't want to do this, and everybody said they wanted to do it. So I'm thinking they like what they see, and they like how things are going right now, and yeah.
So Aidan, before we let everyone go here, and this is I know we're heavy with Aidan here. I'm sorry, Mom and Dad, but like, this is what we need to know this, and maybe you can help here too, because in Michigan State history, typically it's very rare to go outside of the family, the tree of Michigan State. I guess family, people who have actually gone here, played here, coached here before in some capacity, to bring a new head coach. We've done that before, but here we are again with Jonathan Smith. So there's not a lot of previous history with him. So that's also going to accelerate you as a leader in that locker room. As a fan base, as people who work around the university, as parents of recruits, what is Jonathan Smith really like?
Like I said before, he's not the most outspoken guy. Like, he's not gonna go around yelling and loud, and he'll talk to you first, but a lot of the times it's you saying, "What's up, coach? You need to relax." It's a lot of the time it's you saying, like, "What's up, coach?" And then people like, "You want to come chop it up in my office?" And it goes like that. But Coach Smith is, only ways I can really describe him is he's a genuine guy. And he cares. Oh, okay. He cares. He cares. He does. It's not really like a specific category. He cares. He cares about his players as people. He cares about his players as players. And he's here to take care of the program and take care of the team. And he's also here to care for other teams. Also, like, he supports Izzone. He supports the hockey teams. He's one of those coaches that will be there, first of all, when you need him, and he'll be there in general. I don't think he wanted to leave Oregon State, but the circumstances he was put under, So now with this, I feel like this is a long career ahead of him, unless he goes to the league. But I think people will really come to enjoy his company and really like him as a head coach if they don't already.
Right.
Hey, man.
Before we let you go, I will lose my journalistic hat and my journalistic badge, and
gotta ask
things I say. If I don't ask you, Aidan, the hard-hitting questions, the questions that people want to. These are, got to prepper. These are hard-hitting questions right now. You ready? It's gonna be rapid fire. Favorite food?
1 second.
Okay.
I'm gonna let her spaz, and then we got it. You good?
You see how his spirit calms everybody down? Hey, man, that's what we need in the huddle right there. Ain't nobody gonna be freaking out in the huddle. in the 2-minute drill.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hold
That's
on.
what I tell
Hold
people.
on. Calm down.
I tell my employees all the time. I want someone that I can be in a huddle with on 3rd and 8 on the road. That's all I want. All right, you ready for the hard-hitting questions?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Favorite food?
Ooh, rice.
Rice.
So it's not like my favorite food, but I would put it with anything. That's
Okay.
yeah.
Just white rice, brown rice, fried rice.
White rice. Fried
White
rice.
rice. Okay.
White rice, yes.
Okay. Okay. Your major?
HDFS, Human Development Family Studies.
Okay, perfect. Superstitions?
I don't think I have any. I don't have any. No.
Pre-game meal?
Whatever they feed me that day.
All right. So at Michigan State, 2-part question. It's a tradition. You walk from the Kellogg Center. You do that walk through the crowd to the stadium. Are you a music guy?
Yes.
What are you listening to on the walk? And what are you listening to in the locker room before you go out?
So on the walk, it's probably just it's different. It's gonna be rap or something of that nature, but it varies. But I listen to Raw Wave, Exotic, Lil Baby, Huncho, but it varies on the walk. But like I want to say, I listen to a lot of things, but it's more very vulgar things in the locker room. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
NBA, Young Boy, you listen to Young Boy?
I don't like Young Boy like that. Like
You don't like Young Boy?
I'm not gonna say he's bad, but yeah. I don't like Young Boy like that.
He said vulgar. That's why I don't know.
Signature celebration.
The Bunyan stance.
I love that.
All right, so we're
You
looking
coached
for that.
up.
For the parents, rapid fire. Pre-game, what do you guys do pre-game?
He takes pictures.
Probably, probably trying to get a spot to see and walk through.
Okay.
I'm always in the front, in the very front.
That's
So
probably
when he comes through, I'm there.
yeah. I'm in the back waiting now, so I'm not. I don't. It's all good.
And I got to make sure I wear my child's jersey.
Okay. All right. After his first touchdown in Spartan Stadium, game 1, what will the emotions be like?
Well, go ahead, Adrian. Sorry.
Mine is just. It probably just be. He's ready. That's just my emotion. I'll just be like, okay, cool, we good. Now I can relax.
And that's all he'll say. I'm screaming and I'm dancing and moving around. That's all he'll say. He's good now. That's what he'll say.
That's it. Yeah. So I know he's good. If when things like, I know he's good and everything's cool.
Mm.
No.
I love it.
I'm a hot mess. That's what I am.
Yeah, hey, it takes a special parent to be a quarterback parent. I'm telling you, I know
Right.
how it is. It's tough being a parent in general. Parent of an athlete, a little tougher. But the parent of a quarterback, look, God bless the Chiles family. And listen, we really appreciate you all coming on the show tonight. I mean, it's been wonderful. We can't wait to have you back. Look, Aidan, we got to have you back before kickoff of the new season.
Spring game. We'll do a live show. We'll have everyone there.
Well, you can come on back
Aiden,
for the
you
spring
got to
game.
teach me the Bunyan dance. Is that what it's called?
The Bunyan stance, man.
You got to teach me that. You got to create me a playlist too.
What you will do? He's going to send you a clip of all 20. It was 22 touchdowns that he had in his senior season. He's going to send them to you so you know who he really is. He does that with all of us, every week. He loves it.
Chiles. Yeah,
Right.
Do you have nicknames? Yeah.
No, I just go by sometimes like A Deuce, but that's about it.
A Deuce.
A Deuce. Are you going to be
I like
0
that.
again?
I'm wearing 2.
2. What's the significance with that?
1 was taken.
Okay. Fair enough.
You were like 7.
I love it. 6. 7. Okay.
No, he was like 7 and 1 was taken. So he wore 2 and that's what he's worn forever. So that's pretty funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell the story. Tell the whole story.
Love it. Hey, guys. I mean, I think this was great. I mean, probably one of our best interviews of all time here, despite
Problem Chiles. I like that.
Problem Chiles.
Yeah, that's Rico came up with that.
You know, Rico, we might bring you on more than once a year. Rico, look, Rico's the first one to get Coach Smith on his show. Aidan, I have one favor to ask of you. Can you talk to the man? Say, hey, look, these are some good guys. Bring them on the show. Just can you do that for us? If we can do that, man, I'll make your life great.
I'll give you a VIP Rick's card.
He don't know about no Ricks, man. He's too young for that. Chiles, things are gonna get easier.
I see what you did there.
I love it. I love it.
Before I let you go, Aidan, my advice to you is enjoy Spartan Nation, enjoy the community. They're great people. I'm a kid that's from Buffalo, New York, and I moved back to Michigan. Opportunities now to broadcast, all because of Spartan Nation, and have this platform here. Enjoy it. It's going to take you, miles after you're done playing in the league. Spartan Nation's always going to be there for you again. Enjoy it and embrace it. Same thing to the parents. You guys come and you guys will be welcome with open arms. Really appreciate you guys joining us.
Yeah. Thank you for having us. Appreciate it.
And Mr. Chiles got a soft spot with me. He's an Okie.
And the Okie.
An Okie from Muskogee.
Yes, sir. That was an excellent outro there, Chew. And you listen, we love it. And the great Jay Green is in the chat. We got to pay homage to him. And why did we get rid of him? We cannot. Whoa. For Aidan Chiles, Mama Chiles, and Papa Chiles, Jehuu Caulcrick, and
I don't even get to say a farewell.
Go ahead, say some farewell music.
I just want to be so thankful that
you love stopping me.
That I know I do. My stories are back, Stray. My stories are back.
Come on with it.
On Wednesdays night, Chicago Wednesday, we got Chicago Med, Chicago Fire, Chicago PD. They're back. On Thursdays, I got Law and Order, Law and SVU,
That's all that blue cheek. There it is, right there. Virgin River with you. That's you. That's a real picture, by the way, from 2006. You guys have been great in the chat. I saw where everybody they're watching us from Milpitas, California, Austin, Texas, Grand Rapids. I see. Was that Chris Baker? Is that my man? Look, all kinds of people.
Is that Chris Baker?
I think so.
I sent him a message for him to come on the show.
He got to come on the show too. All Spartan Dogs, come on, unite.
His teammates with me with the Jets.
Yeah,
Baker, touchdown maker.
I love it. I love everybody in the chat. And for Jehuu Caulcrick, am I good to go now? I'm Jason Strayhorn. This is Sparta MSU. Everybody have a good night. God bless you, and go green.
Go white.
This is Sparta MSU as a combined presentation of Playfly Sports Properties and Michigan State Sports Properties. The show is produced by Tony LaBarbera, Tony Gustella, and Process Driven Consulting. Additional support is provided by Brendan Duravage. On-location technical support provided by Good Fruit Video. Be sure to follow our host Jason Strayhorn, Jehuu Caulcrick, and Otis Wiley on social media. To stay up to date with all the latest This is Sparta news, please like and subscribe by visiting our link tree and tell a friend to do the same. Thank you for your support, and as always, go green.